Yo, what's going on?
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? All right, let's look at a couple of games that went down. Trae Johnson starting to get those minutes now. All right, 24 points, 14 points, 12 points, 6 points. Dropped 20 tonight, so averaging 12 on the season, 14 in the last 10, 40% from three on the season. Arguably considered the best shooter in this draft coming into the season, right? Him and Concanipple. So they lost again, but I feel like people know that this team is kind of trying to tank a little bit, or maybe I shouldn't use the word tank, but they're kind of more focused on the draft and getting like a decent draft pick. Hold on, I just want to be able to see if there's any comments. Um, comments. All right, I got it set up so I could see anything that comes through. But yeah. I feel like Paul George is settling into his situation nicely in Philadelphia. I'm not sure if anybody else has some thoughts on that, but he's starting to get his flow, getting a little more healthy. Joel Embiid starting to get his flow. It's looking like he had a dunk the other night. Tyrese Maxey, one of the top scorers in the league. He's averaging like almost 30. VJ Edgecombe has had some nice moments. One of the better players in this draft. It seems like he's finding his flow again. Right, he's averaging 31 a game, third in the league in scoring. So, bro, these guys are probably better than people might have expected, though. And I feel like Quentin Grimes did a lot of work for these guys early on. Um, did a lot of work for these guys early on to keep them in games before Joel Embiid and Paul George came back. Chicago started off really hot, but they're not doing that bad. They're just a little bit under 500. Bucelis has taken a step forward this year. Vucevic, I don't know if they're playing Kevin Huerter a little bit more to see where they could send him. Ayo Dosunmu has had a pretty decent year too. He's probably averaging 13 a night, 14 a night. Kobe White, he's played in some games this year, but it seems like he's out again. No Duran. today. No Cade, but still got the dub against Chicago. I don't know if that says more about Detroit or what that really says. But it was a pretty much a team effort. Uh, this is a J. Michael Green or Javante Green. I feel like he's been playing pretty well for them all year, honestly. Karis LeVert is another good player that comes off the bench for them. Oscar Thompson, good defender. Jaden Ivey, just looking to see if he can get back to his health and get his full explosiveness back. Because a super explosive player. Super explosive player. I'll check out one more score and then I'll get into the Trae Young information. Because I know that's probably what people want to hear. RJ Barrett's been back. He's been aggressive. 28 points. Looks like they might lose this one. I'm not sure. Con Knipple having a really good rookie year. Struggling to shoot the ball in this game. Colin Sexton playing well. Sion James. LaMelo Ball. We'll see if LaMelo Ball is here for much longer. All right. Going into the LaMelo Ball. So, as of right now, it looks like LaMelo Ball is going to no longer be on the team. I mean, Trae Young is no longer going to be on the team. Four-time All-Star, great career in college. Led the league in scoring and assists. Yeah, the main challenge with Trae Young has always been on the defensive side of the ball. Right. Seems like he wants to go. Well, this is a Brooklyn Nets trade, right? Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks received Tobias Harris, Ron Holland, and Jaden Ivey. And I guess and then Detroit gets Michael Porter Jr., Cam Thomas, and I guess you pair him with Cade Cunningham. I don't know if that's the best option. But it's an option. Right. I've heard some things about why maybe you got to trade Michael Porter Jr. because he's playing too well right now. Right. Let's look at another. It looks like he wants to go to Washington though. Right. It looks like he wants to go to Washington. Shams basically said it. And if he goes to Washington, it's CJ McCollum. It's going to be CJ McCollum and Corey Kispert. Right. Here's one option. Malachi Branham, Devin Carter, AJ Johnson, Malik Monk, Dario Saric, and then the Kings get CJ McCollum. But that would still not be the best for CJ McCollum, because I would like to. Well, for me, I would like to see CJ McCollum. You know, on a team that can contend a little bit, right? I think he's deserved that. He's played well over his career. I still think he's an all-star level player. I think part of the challenge for Atlanta has been, for Trae Young, has been a little bit of the injuries. Am I coming in? Has been a little bit of the injuries. And this year we've seen Jalen Johnson and Nikhil kind of step up. I felt like last year Jalen Johnson had taken the step forward, right? And as Jalen Johnson was going, the team was going in Atlanta, right? Not to say that Trae Young wasn't still the leader on the team, wasn't still the main guy, but I thought like when they were winning and they were doing well last year, a lot of that had to do with Jalen Johnson's improvement. And they're pretty good this year, and they're slamming on New Orleans. Speaking of New Orleans, we'll see if Zion stays this year. I think Porzingis is probably out as well. Yo, J Pop, what up, man? What are you thinking about this whole Trae Young? Yeah, you think it's time to move on to a different situation? I feel like Trae Johnson's his development has kind of, you don't feel like, you feel like the injuries, you don't know if he's going to get back to the level that he was playing at before. I feel like Jalen Johnson's, his the way he stepped up, and Nikhil's averaging 20 a night. They kind of, they're going in a different direction. I feel like for years though, it's a tricky thing with Atlanta. They Trae hasn't kind of, I don't know if he's ever truly loved it in Atlanta though. Yeah. You didn't feel like last year he was pretty good? Oh yeah, his numbers are really down this year. Wow. Dang. That's kind of surprising. I feel like he was, hopefully he can get back healthy, but like, I mean, if he wants to go to Washington, I feel like it's not really a team that is built to win right now. The shooting numbers. Yeah, his shooting numbers could be a little bit up and down. I feel like his assists were pretty good though last year, though, right? I believe he led the league at like 11. But yeah, I mean, you think Washington, or you think going to Detroit with Cade, or you think Brooklyn? So, oh, the Raptors came back and won it. Oh, crud. I don't know what happened there. Let me see the play by play. See the end of the game. Oh, Quigley made a three at the end. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, you always feel like he's gonna get his assist numbers, but you want to see like the shooting numbers be a little bit better. Oh, really? Thunder. So you feel like Thunder kind of slipping a bit? Yeah, 30 and 17. Do you still, you still think they're the favorites to win it all, or you think that a lot of that depends on whether Jokic could come back? San Antonio definitely did some damage to them in those two games. That's tough. Like if you lose to the same team back to back, that's rough. Um, and then they lost to Phoenix and they lost to Charlotte. That's crazy. You still think they're the favorites? Uh, do you think? Yeah, that's crazy. Losing to Charlotte, but that's crazy, man. That must have been a really off night. That must have been a crazy off night. You you think Michael Porter Jr. You think I can't watch? Oh, you can't wait to watch this one. You think the Lakers got a shot at the title? Two of the better young players in the game, or two of the better players in the game. hmm You always got a shot then. The Clippers have been a little bit better as of late, to be honest. Um, but Kawhi's had to go crazy for them to get any wins. I definitely think I don't know if they're gonna blow this thing up, but they got to do something. They always had a chance. Yeah, they were there. They just kept making it to the finals, right? There's just certain guys that'll always give you a shot. You think San Antonio's in the mix? The Knicks, you, yeah, I think Zubac is really good. Super underrated big man. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Kawhi is hooping. He's like, I feel like he normally just waits for the playoffs to go nuts, but I feel like because they started so badly, he's just kind of like he's doing a little extra this year. Um, all right, so the Nuggets and the Celtics just wrapped. So you say you feel like San Antonio's still a little too young. They need a little more playoff experience. Yeah, good to have Christian Brown back. PJ Watson, it seems like he's been. Yeah, unfortunately. Watson's been hooping as of late though. Yeah. Hopefully he could come back relatively soon. Um, because at this point, you know, it might just have to go to Shea. But it's still early enough because they're slipping a little bit, like you said. So yeah, Peyton Watson, yeah. I think Jamal Murray, I think he'll get into the All-Star game this year. I feel like he's always been kind of like right there. 17 assists is crazy though. But I feel like this is his year. I feel like he's just been consistent. He's another guy who kind of like I feel like waits for the playoffs to really give his best performances, but I feel like he's done a really good job this year. He's just been really consistent and he just man, that's a great question. Um I think if he could maybe come back like maybe like another week, maybe in the next 2 weeks he could just come back and be healthy enough. But my thing is like I wouldn't want to rush him back. Yeah, it's gonna make it super tight, right? It's gonna be make it super tight if he misses 4 weeks, right? For the minimum. But I don't think you want to rush him back and jeopardize the playoffs. Yeah, Jalen Brown is playing absolutely nutty this year. I mean, he's he's yeah, that's true. That's a great point. If there was structural damage, I feel like the league will feel that one because he's been so dominant. No, that's a great point. Um, yeah, Jalen Brown, he's just been really he's been really good. I feel like a lot of people thought this would be a down year, and he's kept these guys in the running. Um, oh, okay, so he did go to Washington. They got it done. It was Corey Kispert and CJ McCollum. I feel like that's not bad. I feel like that's not bad for Max Strus. He's a solid player. Um, yeah, I mean, let's see. I'm happy for CJ McCollum though, because he's been playing on, I think he just needs that it's better for him to be in a winning situation, you know what I'm saying? So I I mean it's saying I feel like I feel like the money worked out, so it was kind of like a fair deal. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know why Washington, but Washington is probably going to get a decent pick in a really good draft. So it's not a terrible idea to go there. Um, yeah, I mean, I just feel like it's been rocky for a lot of. It's been rocky for him there for years. It's been rocky for years. I mean, oh gosh, that's where careers die. Oh man, yo, take care, man. You have Detroit and Boston's holding serve. Third place. Toronto. East is super interesting right now. Cleveland hasn't been as good as they, I guess, were projected to be, but still in the mix. And the West is kind of like a logjam. I imagine Golden State will make a move, and I imagine Ja won't be in Memphis for too long. But those are just my thoughts. Appreciate everybody who joined in. Um, Definitely J Pop. Appreciate him. Uh, he's a citizen, so appreciate him. And if anybody has any thoughts, feel free to comment on the video or